Right, we're going to move on now. We're going to move across the Atlantic to the United States of America, right across to the California. We're going to hear from Anne Menasche from Feminists in Struggle, who is one of the first groups that signed the Declaration on Women's Sex-Based Rights, to hear what they are up to in the United States. Over to you, Anne.
So this is our little logo with a fist. And our acronym is FIST, Feminists in Struggle. And our slogan is our bodies, our spaces, our sex-based rights. We have t-shirts. I'm wearing one that says that. We have a banner that says that. And that's our slogan. See if I can get it to move now. Okay, who are we? We are a national US-based female-only radical feminist network. We're democratically run by our members, and we're composed of individuals born female and affiliated female-only feminist organizations. We aim to bring women together from diverse radical and revolutionary feminist traditions. We welcome a whole diverse group of feminists, and we are committed to organizing a serious fight back against the attacks on our rights from multiple quarters. We are a collection of radical feminists who see the need to join together in the defense of the rights of all women to speak her truth in a clear voice and to connect with other like-minded women towards the goal of achieving true equality and liberation. So I'm going to talk about our birthing. We will be 2 years old as of, we're toddlers really, but we're going to be 2 years old as of March 8th, International Women's Day. That's when we launched 2 years ago. It started with a little vision that I had of creating a multi-issue, grassroots, democratically run organization with a thoroughly progressive politics and building a radical feminist movement to challenge the patriarchy. It was my belief, and is my belief, that women in the United States have two enemies, not one. We have transgender activism, transgender ideology, and the Christian right. So from the beginning, my idea was to have an organization that rejected alliances with the far right, which means, practically speaking, that messaging and money would be independent. Sometimes positions do overlap to some degree, but we keep our messaging and money independent and separate. So I started with this idea in my head, attended this incredibly inspiring radical feminist Women in Media conference in 2018 in Chicago with almost 100 women there. And I had a little clipboard and started getting names. I gathered like 30 to 50 names of women who are interested in participating in forming a new radical feminist organizations. So our group of 30 to 40 women spent many months on working together to come up with principles that would unite us. And after this long process, because writing in a group is really hard, of many months, we were able to launch on March 8th, 2019, International Women's Day. So sorry for the small print, but I was trying to fit all our principles on one screen. We have 13 principles we're united on. We affirm that women are oppressed based on our sex. We fight for all females, and not just the privileged few, and we oppose not just male supremacy, but white supremacy and class hierarchy. We are gender role abolitionists. We demand an end to all forms of discrimination and harassment based on sex, including addressing the wage gap, de facto job segregation, and an important issue to us is to pass the Equal Rights Amendment in the United States. We fight to end racism and the system of white supremacy that oppress women of color. We struggle against all forms of male violence. We work for the abolition of prostitution and pornography, and we do support the Nordic model. We support complete sovereignty over our bodies and reproduction, including free unimpeded access to safe legal abortion. And we demand a fundamental right to female-only spaces, programs, and organizations that are necessary for us to collectively resist our oppression against serious challenges by forces within the transgender movement. We call for free childcare, paid parental leave, We demand an end to discrimination and stigma against lesbians. And we reject any alliances or collaboration with the male supremacist religious right or the white supremacist anti-immigrant right. And we also, because we care about the planet, we recognize the existential threat that the climate crisis poses to humanity and the risk of nuclear war. And even though our central focus is organizing around women, we are concerned about those kinds of issues as well. So what have we done in the last 2 years? Our signature piece that we created, a group of myself and 2 other lawyers in FIST, created the Feminist Amendments to the Equality Act, which was an attempt to amend the Equality Act, rewrite it actually in a big way, so that the sex-based rights of women to female-only spaces and programs are preserved, while the good parts of the law that extended gay and lesbian rights would also be included. So we are actually pushing that right now. We have worked, moving down to coalitions. We established the Coalition for the Feminist Amendments with the LGB Alliance USA, the newly born LGB Alliance. We formed a coalition and we are fighting to demand that the Equality Act be amended and to incorporate the feminist amendments or ideas from the feminist amendments so that women's rights are not sacrificed in this bill. We have actually a year ago, we were going to have our first national conference, and then COVID hit. We didn't know what to do with all those speakers. And I started learning how to use Zoom. So we launched a feminist forum series, and we've had a number of forums with between 20 and 150 women participating. We've had forums on the Equal Rights Amendment, on abortion rights, on women's sports, one on the Vancouver rape relief and their right to be female only. And we had a big forum with 150 women and men attending regarding the feminist amendments to the Equality Act. This is when we marched together on January of 2020, and there you can see our wonderful banner. We do recruit, and please contact us. Sisterhood is powerful.